2019, you transfer from Oregon back to UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
You're injured, so you don't compete that year.
Right.
Then 2020, it's SARS-CoV-2 infection, pandemic, whatever.
Right.
You don't compete for that year. The Olympics get pushed back because your goal that you wrote down when you were 5 years old was to be in the Olympics.
Right.
So now we're in 2020. We're getting into 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear about the ramp up to that training and what happened.
Yeah. So when we kind of heard that the Olympics got pushed back, all the gyms, all the tracks were closed. But luckily, my high school track allowed me to train on. We had access. We had a private key. So that was sick. And then my dad went on Facebook Marketplace and he bought bumper plates. We turned our garage into a full-on Olympic gym. And so I basically got all the training I needed to when I was at home, whereas some people weren't able to train. You know, they didn't have access to like certain things that I did. So that was a huge thing for me. So I was able to still train during 2020 and, you know, build up from that year I didn't run at all. So that
You
was
never invited anybody else to train with you? Like nobody, you didn't say, hey, come?
Well, COVID.
Oh, that's true.
I did invite a few close friends.
Yeah.
So it was actually good because I didn't have to be by anybody. I didn't have to worry about getting sick.
But wasn't it nice to be kind of like in your own zone?
It was.
And not have anything and just like
focus.
Was.
And then going into 2021, because COVID was still, you know, everything was opening up a little bit, but classes were still online. So that was huge too, because we was able to train whenever I wanted to, still put a little bit more focus on my training than I was academics at that time. So it kind of like COVID, honestly,
it was a blessing.
It was a blessing for me, you know? And so I was still able to train at home because everything was online. So I still had that private track situation. I still was able to lift in my garage. 2020 and 2021, I just grinded training. Like that was all I did. Grind, train, do online class. Everything was like perfect. And so when it was Olympic year.
What year was it?
2021.
So we're 2021 now, Olympic trials.
Yes.
And where are the Olympic trials?
In Eugene. And I think you also put me on.
I did. I gave you steroids before, I think.
Yeah. I also was having issues. I think, oh gosh, I always just have like little minor things that pop up. I think I also told you like qualifying for NCAAs before that, I got eaten alive by mosquitoes in College Station, Texas. And I had to get steroid injections into those because they were infected.
Mm-hmm.
And so I always just have little like minor things that pop up. I kind of just ignore them at this point, or they don't really faze me because I'm like, it's just me.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of bad luck, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, going into the Olympic trials, I just at that point I was like, you know what, let's just have fun. Like the fact that I'm even at Olympic trials is a big deal. So first round I got second in my heat, so automatically went to the next round. But usually when you do heats, you don't want to run your fastest. You want to like do enough to get to the next round, really. Yeah. And semifinals comes, I was in the same heat as Allison Felix. And so I kind of just she was right in the lane in front of me. So I was like, perfect. I could just follow her the whole time. And so we both crossed the line and we both made it to the final. And so this year we had the mixed relay got put into the Olympics. And the mixed relay is basically the 4x4, but there's 2 men and 2 women. And so because of that, they bring extra people that year in the relay pool. And so this year, just making it to the final, you made it to the Olympics. But only in the 400 because no other events have like relays.
I can't believe you're saying but so like when you're running that, you place in that heat, you know, after that race is over, holy shit, I'm going to the Olympics.
Well, so some people were like, yeah, you know, you just making to the final this year, you made it. But I didn't want to like believe it until like somebody actually told me you're going to the Olympics.
Yeah.
So like even after that race, I placed 8th, so I was last in my heat.
Yeah.
After I was like, did I make it? I don't know. I think I made it. I don't know. I didn't know if I wanted to like celebrate. And then somebody came to me, handed me a card, and he's like, congrats, you made the Olympic team. And so that was like very surreal.
But what did that moment feel like? Like you're at Eugene, Oregon, where like you're like again, like yeah, high school, you killed everybody, you got there, but you're at Eugene where you actually started your track career in college.
Yeah. And
you get handed this card. Is your dad there?
Yes.
I think your dad was there.
My dad was there.
Didn't he get, is that when he got sick?
I'll talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, wait, so your dad was there.
Yeah.
And your mom was there.
Mm-hmm.
and you get handed this card. Are you next to them or are you?
No, I was like in the like athlete zone area.
Yeah.
So basically after you finish a race, you go through like a zoning area where you get interviewed and then, you cool down and then you could go see your family after you finish doing that. So I was pretty much by myself. My dad was outside of the zoning area because he was a coach, so he was able to be in like the athlete area. But it was like kind of surreal. I remember it was the goal to make top 3 because when you make top 3, you go individually in the open 400.
Yeah.
And so I didn't do that, but I made it in the relay pool, which I still was able to go to the Olympics. So I was like feeling mixed emotions. That year, I ended up also entering in the 400 hurdles. And so the 400 hurdles was 5 days after the 400. So the goal was to rest up that next 5 days and run the rounds for the 400 hurdles. So at that point, I was like, maybe I should try to make top 3 in the 400 hurdles. And so that was a goal. So after we like went to dinner, celebrated, and then the next day my dad started having extreme pain in his abdomen. He couldn't walk. Well, he tried to walk and then he went septic. My mom's a urgent care warrior. She wanted to call urgent care. And when I saw my dad shaking, I was like, Mom, this is beyond urgent care. And so thank God I was there to make that call. So we called 911. Then that's when we realized his colon perforated. And then at that point, everything kind of changed. I was like, my dad's in the hospital. I was also tired. My legs were shot. I was exhausted from the season. And then I think I was also in shock from my dad's situation. So that's when we kind of just decided, let's just, call it as far as the Olympic trials and then just get ready to go to Tokyo.